taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut season off top, you stop breathing.
But one thing that 2021 did change, though, however, in certain places, was the pound for pound list. Especially, some fighters, kind of they exited the pound for pound list. Some were added on, but there was definitely some changes. But I know from looking at everyone's pound for pound list, I think the top 5 is pretty much all the same, just in various different rankings.
Right, yeah, we could go right into it. The pound for pound list. No one really had a bad pound for pound list to me. I think I could pretty much understand where everyone's coming from with their pound for pound list, and and for those out there who fuck with us, who are fans, you could see the list on ringgameradio.com
or on
Instagram. You follow us on Twitter.
Yep.
Or you follow us on Instagram. It's posted up. It's pinned on Twitter and it's on Instagram. And we have the little graphic image up there with everyone has their list. And if you go to the website, we got the post up there, as well as you can click on the tab and in the menu, and you could go to pound for pound list and has everyone's updated list. So
right.
I guess everyone can make an opinion on everybody's list. How y'all want to start off?
I'll start off with mine.
Yeah, you're number one anyway.
Okay, so for myself, number one, obviously, I think everyone agreed with was Canelo. Number 2 was Usyk. Now I know for heavyweights, to put a heavyweight on here, to me they have to be really dominant, or at least in Usyk's case, come from, have to win a very significant fight. In this case, he won 3 of the belts from Anthony Joshua, and dude is already coming up for being an undisputed cruiserweight champion. So I'm like, dude, he put in work. That was a huge victory for him. And then number 3 was Crawford. And like I said, Crawford finally bodied someone, bodied a noted welterweight, who a lot of people thought that would beat him and stuff like that, and which is fair because Porter is a handful for anybody. But I think Crawford came through and really showed that dude is elite. He's really an elite fighter. 4 was Taylor. Now Taylor and Crawford, I had to really debate myself on both of them. And like I said, Taylor, I don't personally like as far, but I can't deny what he's done. Like Taylor became undisputed champion in this year, and he did it impressively. Although Top Rank nearly fucked him though. Like if he didn't score the knockdown, it would have been a unanimous draw across the board, which would have been crazy. But Taylor has done what other fighters think that they're actually doing, and in this case, it's got to the point where I criticize fighters who should be fighting him, but I make the excuse that he's not, you can't sell him on a pay-per-view or some bullshit like that, even though he's clearly the man in his actual division. 5 was Monster, and I didn't really want to put Monster that low. But like I said, Top Rank is not moving him right. Like Top Rank has a legit pound for pound talent, but they're putting him in horseshit fights. Like one mandatory fine, but the second fight should not be like a stay busy type of fight. That was a whole wasted year for Monster. Like so he kind of dropped a little bit from there. 6 was Estrada. Now I'm not going to go into the whole controversy of who you think he won or not. But Estrada is the man in his actual division. Like he got himself a great victory, and he's been beating excellent competition. So and I know most people don't show him a lot of love because it's 115, but it's like dude is really doing it. 7 was Lomachenko. So Lomachenko was kind of like, I went back and forth though, but but I mean Lomachenko for the most part, the fights he did have, he did dominate the fights he had. There were clear fights, clear domination. nothing that I felt would lower what he was from what he was before. So he stayed there. Better Beef, number 8. I added him back on. I had to like honestly, Better Beef. I mean, he rules his division. He's a unified champion. And then the 2 fights he had, especially the Brown fight, like honestly, him not being pound for pound wouldn't be right. Like, dude, like, cause there's not too many people that can really fuck with him. That's the thing. Like, he's legitimately a very dangerous guy. We just want, hopefully, I mean, he can climb up too. As long as hopefully maybe we can get the fights with Joe Smith or Bivol or anything like that, or maybe that Canelo fight that keeps getting bandied around. 9 is Jamel Charlo. Now, originally I just put Charlo, but then I completely forgot. Like, wait a minute, there's 2 of them. But Jamel Charlo is the one. Jamel Charlo, I give him respect because he is the man at 154. You know, and he was higher before I had him before, but that draw with Castano kind of brought him down a little bit, brought him down to earth. Hopefully, he does win the rematch in a couple months or so. You know, and then if he does, and he can definitely climb back up. 10 was Spence. Now I wanted to throw Spence off the list completely and put Kambosos, but it's just because he didn't fight this year. But I mean, Spence in this case, it's an eye injury or anything like that. Something that was not really I mean, it wasn't like the car accident where it was just like, yeah, that's his fault. Sometimes it happens in boxing. So hopefully 2022 is
when you're sparring that hard, that close to a fucking fight.
But I'm not. But the man does hold 2 of the belts at welterweight, so I was like, I'll keep him there for now, and just hopefully he rebounds in 2022. But yeah, that's basically my pound for pound rankings.
Yeah, I mean, as we can see that, let me see. I'll say this: anyone have any objections or questions about his list or side eyes to his list?
He didn't like the Lomachenko one. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
What you don't like about it?
I don't know. I just don't. I wouldn't put him 10. I think there's just he moves so far in the back of the line to me that to bring him back over others, no. I wouldn't put him over Better Beef or Charlo or Spence, but that's just me.
And just because he only fought like retreads, like he went on a whole I could do better.
Yeah, he went on a retread run. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
he did a whole I could do better than Teofimo.
He was fighting Teofimo leftovers.
Exactly. Like, beating up on leftovers not going to put you on top. In my top 10.
He only looked impressive. He only looked better in one of the fights, so it's not like he even completed the whole tour.
Yeah, I mean, I think pound for pound. I mean, I think Loma.
He was supposed to stop Kami if he'd be being honest.
Yeah, he was.
In order for us to really give him credit like that for Tio.
I mean, eye test wise though, Loma definitely is an elite fighter in that regard. So I can't knock. I mean, I have him on my list too, but I can't knock it.
I mean, I could see where both are coming from. I could like he's kind of, if anything, I feel like he should have been number 10 if he's on a list.
Yeah.
To me personally, Estrada's too high for losing the fucking fight with Chocolatito and getting the judge help. So basically I would have Estrada off the list and maybe Lomachenko 10, but. Mm-hmm. Or maybe Lomachenko off completely, but I could kind of Lomachenko's more deserving of being on there than Estrada. If I had to keep one or the other, like honestly. But that's me. So everybody else is good with the list.
Yeah.
Who wants to go next?
There's only 3 of us. So.
Yeah.
Damn, I ain't y'all hoes. I'll go next. Like everybody's like,
I thought we was gonna do it in order.
All right, I don't, cause I mean you got up, down, and left, right. Like I don't know how niggas read.
I left, right, and then down.
I mean, you manga readers out there, manga niggas, like y'all niggas read diagonal to crisscross and shit. I don't.
Nigga, this ain't no manga. Like reading the American style.
I mean, Elba, you might as well just go ahead and rattle yours off, bro.
All right, mine's number 1 is Canelo. That's plain as day. Usyk, he gets it just because he's been undisputed at cruiserweight, and he's finally, making moves on the pound, like making like big moves on the pound for pound list because he had a big win. But before, I didn't have Usyk on the list, or I had him real low because he was just living off the cruiserweight reputation. But he beat Joshua in a good ass fight, and so that's literally one of the best wins of the year besides Canelo fighting 3 times and beating Plant and Saunders clearly. Mm-hmm. So he's number 2. Monster, he's kind of getting it because he's number 3. Monster, he's kind of getting it because of the past accolades, but I give it, at least he was busy, so I give him that. But not a great year for Monster, so I didn't want to drop him too low, so he's at number 3 because technically I feel like if he was the same size as everybody else, he would beat their ass.
That's why I have him so high.
So if he had an actual better win, he would be number 1. But I can't have him over Joshua win or Plant and Saunders. So it's kind of. But 3 is good. Number 4, Crawford, because Crawford finally got a good win on his career. Like he beat Porter, but it was only 1 fight, and he was getting hands put on him. He was pretty much losing the fight until he kind of beasted at the end because niggas kind of told him. So he makes number 4. Number 5, Josh Taylor. He's one of my favorite fighters, basically undefeated. One of the best resumes in the sport without having a lot of fights. He got undisputed, should have won by KO, but he didn't. But he had one of the better wins of the year. It's not the best win because he was the favorite. He wasn't a crazy, overwhelming favorite, but he was favored.
Right.
But he's been favored to me personally against anybody he's been fighting. I mean, I ain't pick against him yet, so we'll see if that keeps on continuing. Jamel Charlo. Now, this is a nigga I did pick against. I felt Castaño should have won. I picked him to win, but the type of fight it ended up being, you could make the case for the draw. It's one of those draws that you really can't be mad at. So I feel like that's enough where Charlo kind of stays in the middle of a pound for pound list. Mm-hmm. He's either gonna be 5, 6, or 7, honestly. So I got him at number 6. And plus Castaño's a better fighter than Bitterbeef opponents. Bitterbeef fought twice. Bitterbeef had a monster year, but the opponents were better than Monster. So that's how he's on the list, and he's the best in his division. Basically, he'd be the favorite. So he stays. He's number 7. Oscar Valdez was hard, man, because he has one of the best upsets of the year, best KOs of the year, but then he had one of the biggest struggles of the year in his second fight.
On top of the controversy,
on top of the damn making his team look, being dirty and making his team look even dirtier.
Yeah, and honestly, I wanted to put him on there, but I was like, if he was like between 11 and 15, I would have. But that's because I just couldn't keep him. I couldn't put him in 10 because just the whole fuckery with that whole shit. His last fight.
I feel you, but the thing is, I felt like he legit kind of pulled out the Canelo fight. Canelo.
Oh no, I thought he won too. Like, I mean, I thought Canelo. The worst thing he did was he took his foot off the gas when he was.
Yeah, and like you could make the case for the fight being a draw, but I don't see.
I thought he lost.
Yeah, I don't. You thought who lost?
I thought Valdez lost.
Oh, okay. See, yeah, like I don't feel like. Like, I feel like you could make a case for the fight being a draw, but I don't really see it as Valdez losing because Canelo, like, he took so much off the gas in a fight where he was clearly having success and looking better. Like, so it's not like he made Valdez come back and take it from him. It's like he kind of just, took a step, took his foot off a little bit, and Valdez being Valdez using it at his advantage and kept it steady and and pulled out a tough one. But Valdez didn't look good. We could all agree on that. So
Absolutely.
But I don't think he looked bad enough for where I throw him off the list though. If I would have thought he lost, then he probably wouldn't have been on there. Like he would have looked like Estrada, but even then he would probably he'll be better than Estrada because Estrada only fought once and he lost that shit. And he lost to a nigga he was favored to beat too. So number 9, Spence. Spence, yeah, he's kind of high, but I it's not really his fault. His last performance was good, but injury, fuck up shit. I can see him being number 10, but 9 is cool. Daenerys, I feel like Daenerys creeps back on the list because he got a good upset KO win, and then he beat another young undefeated guy. Like, you're beating names like that. You deserve some type of pound for pound recognition. If you're not top 10, you're in the top 15. So,
right. The only thing I have to say about Jalissa, like I said, Valdez, I don't think Valdez should be that high just yet. I mean, to me, he would be that between the 11 or 15 range right now.
I mean, I feel you. It's like Valdez could have literally stayed number 10, but then it's like I don't know if Daenerys did enough to jump ahead of Valdez either.
Right.
That Burchell win was big.
It was.
Like when you look at it, like that's the one single win on that list. I think that's one of the best wins of the year.
Facts, it is.
It is.
Yeah,
when you look at everybody's wins, KOs, and the way he did it, like
the way he did.
So it's like that gotta count for something.
I was championing him too, like last year. Putting him on the list last year. So
yeah, you did.
Yeah,
so
So Robinson, but the Robinson fight was a little kind of, but and the T scandal, but it is what it is. He's proved it. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. So I mean, any other objections?
P, do you have any objections?
No.
Oh, word. Oh, okay.
No objections, really. I wouldn't put Valdez on there, but I understand why he did. But yeah. That's neither here nor there.
It was tough. Then I thought about it. Pilot.
You on my list?
Nah, nigga. The objection.
Nah. I'm with it. I mean, it's your opinion, so I'm not really. Let me see something.
Look at this ring gang. Everybody got opinions. It's how we feel about everybody's opinions. But nah, if you good, then King
better
P
beef. I don't know, but yeah, everything.
Oh, you said better beef. You don't know the fuck. You don't know about better beef.
I didn't say I don't know. I don't know.
You don't think he's deserving?
No, he's deserving. I guess.
Oh, because we gonna get to your list, nigga.
I know.
Your list get trashed.
I know.
Alright, but King P, your list, you wanna explain it real quick?
Alright, cool. So one thing to know is that a lot of the people on my list and their placement is kind of based on goodwill. Like I feel like they've built, like some of the fighters have built up enough goodwill over time that like I'm not gonna drop them for specific reasons. So I guess that you guys dropped them, but I did not. So I'll get to that as I'll explain as I go along. So number 1 is Canelo, like everybody else, easy, no brainer. 2 for me was I still kept Inoue number 2. I had him there last year. I still kept him there this year because I feel like I said, over time, he's built up enough goodwill over the years where it's like, yeah, he was like, this wasn't the best year for him, but I blame more Top Rank for that than Inoue because he still looked like monster.
At least he was still active. Like he did.
Yeah, he was active. Like he didn't have any slip ups. It's just Top Ranks are goofies and they don't know how to fucking promote him. So that's not his fault though.
Yeah.
Number 3 was Usyk. I had him low last year because he moved up to heavyweight and didn't do much. I really don't like to have heavyweights on pound for pound list anyway because I feel like that defeats the purpose. But when you got a heavyweight that was undisputed cruiserweight and now a unified heavyweight champion, it's kind of hard to fucking ignore that. So he leapfrogged all the way back up to number 3. So number 4 was Terrence Crawford, because it's Crawford, 3-division champion. Now he finally got a legit scalp at welterweight. A legit
we
win.
both had him at number 4. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that's a legit scalp because fuck you, Kenny Porter, but you know, it's a legit win.
That's why he couldn't be KO'd a year.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it was a stoppage. It was like a what the fuckage.
So, so I give him number 4 spot. Number 5 is Josh Taylor. And like Pat, I don't like him. I think he's a fucking bint, but
damn, everybody had him at 5 except for Pat.
But yeah, he's undisputed. Kind of hard to ignore that. So, and all the names he got at 140. So I keep him at number 5. Number 6 is Jermell Charlo. And that's another one where it's goodwill built up over the years. And I know everybody wants to look at it like, well, he should have lost, but he did good. Some people thought he had him winning. Whether you had him winning or not, it was a draw and it was a good fight. So it's like a draw to me you don't lose your spot in a draw. It's a draw. It's literally
not of a fight of the year caliber draw either.
Exactly. So it's like, you stay basically where you are. Like, you don't move anywhere. You don't move forwards. You don't move backwards. You're at a standstill. So that's why I still have him at number 6. I'm not going to move him down for that.
Agreed.
So number 7 is Spence. Once again, kind of some goodwill. He had a fucked up year, but you know, he's done enough already for me to just keep him at 7. But I might have to drop him next year. But you know, if he doesn't get back to get his shit together, but I'm sure he will. So, and he might be even higher depending on how he looks and what he does. But we'll see about that. Number 8, and this is where I feel like some people might disagree, but at number 8 I have Stephen Fulton, and I thought he had a very good year. You know, now unified 122. He helped lead the hottest division of the year, in my opinion. And I know a lot of people feel like, well, you know, he lost to he should have lost to Figueroa. And actually, when I first watched the fight, I kind of understood why people thought that, and I kind of maybe thought that too. And then when I watched it over, I'm like, nah, Fulton won that fight, and I don't think it was that controversial. So.
Yeah, because the bias, you gotta score fights the first fucking time. The how you felt the first time is how the fight was, nigga.
Well. To be fair, I did. I was watching it coming off of the high of Kambosos Lopez. That's what happens so I still had my attention all on that.
But everybody was, nigga. You're not special.
Nigga, I was there at the fight.
But I'm saying, though, I mean, the Lopez Kambosos was so good. We all felt like we was there. You just happened to be there, nigga.
When I actually watched it again with the intention to score it, I'm like, okay. Now, okay, I thought Fulton won the fight, so you know it is.
What was your score?
I remember what the fuck I scored it because I had
anything other than 115, 113. I don't even want to hear that shit.
I think that's what I might have had it. I don't remember if I had it 115.
That's what you had it because you're not gonna tell me this.
I think I either had it. I don't remember. I gotta see if I can
If you
find
tell
that.
me 116, 112, I know the fix is it, nigga. And I know you being biased, and that's why I be going into scorecards, nigga, because ain't no motherfucking.
I think that's what I had it. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure that's
I would just believe you just had 115, 113, because ain't no fucking way you had that shit 116, 112.
But I don't think it was that controversial, so I got to give it to Fulton.
It was like a motherfucker.
But
yeah, go ahead, do your thing.
It is what it is. I don't care. I can take it.
But I can understand your reasoning though, so I respect it.
And number 9 is Mr. Kambosos himself. Like, can't, like, I don't know. I some people feel like it's still too soon, but the way I look at it, at one time Lomachenko was the man, and then Teofimo beat him. So Teofimo got on the pound for pound list, and so now Kambosos beat him. So now I got to give him that love because now he's the unified lightweight champion. You know what they say? Like, I'm a believer in
beat the man.
Exactly. Woo!
But Kambosos don't have a fucking KO of Kami in the early rounds on his record either, though.
That's
true. That's my only complaint against having Kambosos on there. Like, he doesn't have another good.
One more dub for sure.
Like, yeah, he's missing that other good ass win. Like,
I get it. And number 10,
I can also see why somebody puts him like at 10 or 9. I can see why.
Yep. And number 10 was actually like kind of like I threw that out there because I've been a fan of this guy, and it's Kazuto Ioka. I think he's a fucking phenomenal fighter. One of the lighter fighters that's like, if he was in the heavier divisions, people would think he's fucking amazing. And he's looked great. And I don't even count the loss against him to Nietes because I thought he beat Nietes. But yeah, he just had a hell of a run. So
yeah, no, basically, he's one of the ones at 115 that needs more attention. But like I said, 115 is pretty much dominated by 4 fighters, and so even though there are a lot more fighters that are good, but in terms of the ones that get like the most attention, like so he's and the fact that he doesn't really fight on an American platform, even the ones that not even at the zone platform, anything like that. So I think that kind of, I mean, I don't disagree with his ranking, like where you have him, although
he's worthy.
I thought he beat up, once I saw him beat up Rodriguez, I was like, okay, I think I'm probably going to have to put him on my pound for pound eventually, like top 10. And after the Fukunaga fight, I was like, yeah, all right, you know what? I'll put him top 10. He deserves to be it. So, but if he's top, some people feel like somebody said, I think even LB said this. Oh, well, he's more top 15 than top 10, which I get. I feel like once you at the end, top 10 and 15 in many ways can kind of be interchangeable depending who you're talking about. It gets harder.
Usually the top 15 are usually a one more win away from really being top 10. I feel like Ioka, he needs that one breakthrough win to put him top 10, like, but he is, I think he could be top 10 though. Like, I wouldn't disagree with anybody having him top 10. He might be like top 7 or whatnot.
And I also, like, I'm one of those that, like, everybody wants to do resume, but I still factor in the old school eye test skill, like, if these guys were the same size, because Ioka is skilled as a motherfucker.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't know if he was the same size as everyone else on the pound for pound list. I don't know if he's beating everybody ass. So
no. I mean,
that's the thing. Like, a guy like Canelo, he matches up with everybody on that list. Daenerys, I think, knocks out half the list. Bitter Beef, same thing. Jamel Charlo, like, all these niggas match up well if they on the same size.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe Usyk matches up the best. Like,
That's true. But yeah, so that's my top 10.
so Pilot, let's fly over to your list.
Oh Lord.
I mean, anybody had objections?
You ready for this?
Hold on.
Number one, I
Anybody
got
had
the
objections?
Clarissa Shields. I'm just playing.
Everybody was good.
I got number one, Canelo Alvarez.
Oh, okay, word.
Yeah.
What were you asking, LP?
No, I was saying everybody was good with King P's list. Like,
Oh, my fault. Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, no,
honestly,
okay.
I don't think. Just other than the Kambosos one, I don't think Kambosos, should be a top 10 just yet. Simply because I think he just needed another win of some sort.
Yeah, it might need another dub, but I don't watch enough Ioka. I watched him last couple nights ago or whatever. His last fight, and he didn't blow me away. But I don't know enough of him to say he's not good enough for him, to be honest.
yeah, I wouldn't have Kambosos on there either. Like, Fulton I get because at least you could say he had 2 big wins.
Right.
Or at least, even if you had him losing to Figueroa, you could give him a win and a half. But a win and a half is still better than one good win, which is Kambosos. So, you know, and unlike Lopez at least had, you know, the Comey KO, and he had the Nakatani fight. Yeah, I mean, he had more than Selby and just, you know, Mickey Bay.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like he KO'd them niggas either.
True.
So yeah, that's it for me as far as King P objections. But if everybody good, we go into pilot shit.
All right. Y'all didn't hear me. I said Clarissa Shields number 1.
Shut the fuck out of here.
But yeah, I got Canelo. Canelo's number 1, of course. You know, I mean, it's Canelo.
Canelo Shields.
It's Canelo, you know what I'm saying? I mean, self-explanatory. Number 2, I've had Bud Crawford at number 2 for quite a long time. He was kind of moving down this year, but, you know, I think recency bias and what he did to Porter, being the first man to stop, you know, as tough as it comes from Porter, I'm putting back at 2. Number 3,
the first person to stop Porter or the first person to convince Kenny Porter to stop Porter?
Yeah, it's something like that. Either or. He's the first person that
there's a difference now.
Had that TKO on him on his resume. Then I got 2 Salek Usyk third. I mean, you know what Pat, he won all his titles on the road basically.
He did.
Almost. Yeah. I mean, that dude's incredible. Yeah, he beat Joshua convincingly, and you know, and I think Joshua was, you know, in UK. So I mean, yeah, so that's easy. I think Monster Inoue definitely a number 4. You know, the name fits him. It's Monster. He's a monster. Josh Taylor is number 5 for me. You know, his resume is building at 140, getting those belts, taking zeros in the process. You know, what can you say? That him and Prograis fight, I know that was last year, but the way he was able to dominate Ramirez was pretty impressive. Then I got Errol Spence Jr. at number 6. I think Spence, you know, I'm not sure why he was ever highly rated when it was Keith Thurman's leftovers, and you never heard Keith on the pound for pound list. But either way, you know, EJ he's a pound for pound talent. So
talk that shit. Say it again for the people in the back.
Yep, you heard me. You know what it is. Terminators. And then I got Juan Estrada there just because I know Chocolatito shit. I know the Chocolatito shit, but Juan Estrada's been doing this thing for years, and I guess like P some goodwill there just because that fight was close, but you know, is what it is. He's a pound for pound fighter to me. Then it's weird. I put Lomachenko here. I was just struggling from 8 to 10. I was kind of struggling from, as you can tell, with what, you know, it's coming up. But I just think, you know, I go off
what you would pass C and Estrada and Lomachenko last year.
Lomachenko's kind of, you know, he's. I mean, you know, if you're watching him,
and I like
you know,
Lomachenko. Like, I fucks with his style, his fighting and everything.
And keep in mind, I'm the one who doesn't really fuck with Lomachenko at all.
Yeah,
that's the crazy part.
You remind us of Salido every time.
This nigga, like, you can say he legit don't fuck with Lomachenko. You don't like Lomachenko at all. He got him ranked the 7th best boxer in the world. That's crazy.
And I put Cool Boy. Change that name, brother. I put Fulton at number 9. I would think he was knocking on the doors with this list, and if he beat Figgy, you know, truly convincingly, it'd be a no-brainer. But I mean, he had a great year, and he's one of the best. He's talented, man. So I mean, yeah, that fight with Figgy was a ugly, great fight. So had to give him at 9. Then number 10. I saw, you know, I got influenced watching, you know, some DAZN and ESPN. I saw Tank at 10, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna be a little different, and I put Gervonta Tank Davis at 10. Now, I'm not gonna. I know y'all gonna give me the smoke, but I just want to say, talent. When it comes to pound list for me, I like the eye test, and Tank passes it by flying colors. So that's why I have him there. Really, he's nasty.
my only with you is Tank. Like Tank, I've criticized Tank too much this year in terms of who he's fought for him to actually be on any pound for pound list.
Hey, you dropped Jamel Charlo completely. Like,
that was weird. I don't know why.
I mean, I could understand Valdez a little bit, but
and Teofimo. I dropped Teofimo too. I dropped Teofimo out of it too, obviously. But the Jermell one, he does what he's supposed to do in a couple months. Now, yeah, he'll be definitely.
Then he's gonna jump back to like when he come to June, he gonna jump back to like what, number 5, nigga? Like
maybe 6 or 7. Maybe 6 or 7.
What kind of shit is that? Like this nigga, nah, man. What the fuck? I'll tell you right now, if I'm hearing what is true about Brian Cassano, then got so overweight.
Yeah,
I heard that.
Off season for the fight, man. I think I was gonna pick Jamel Charlo anyway to win, but now it's looking like late KO.
That's what I thought last time. Maybe this time it happens, but shit.
See, last time wasn't the first. Last time wasn't this time.
Yeah, so now he's all like 180 or no, he was like 200 some pounds, right? Some shit. I remember the report.
He was like 195.
He was like 195. He wasn't that damn.
195, yeah. I was like 195, yeah.
And to be that heavy and to be like what? He's like 5'7", 5'8".
Yeah, that means he was eating too good.
Like, no fucking man. He just got married too, so yeah, he put on that marriage weight.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so I mean, try to
celebrating.
Kind of like P said, I mean, 13, 14, you could put it 9, 10. I mean, I have Jamel could be there over Tank, but I just Tank did what he's supposed to do this year. So I mean, he's not fighting.
The expectations were real low for Tank though.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for one of these young niggas to have a breakthrough, big ass, legit year.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like you could say Devin Haney had a better year than Tank.
You can say that.
You can say that. I wouldn't argue it.
If Tank would have fought the opponents Devin Haney fought, people would be like really going like we'll be hyping it up way more.
But I'll be damned.
Well, he fought Gamboa. Was Gamboa last year or 2020? I forgot.
That's 2019.
Gamboa was like 2019, ain't it?
2019.
No, I'm talking about Haney.
That's 2019.
Yeah, really?
Gamboa was like both of them niggas a minute ago.
Yeah, either way, it wasn't this year.
Oh shit! Okay, time goes by. I thought he fought Norris, he fought Norris
and JoJo.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, whereas Tank is Barrios, and like I said, the reasoning that I was getting on Barrios was blowing my fucking mind on that shit. And then after that, he saw Cruz, where I'm just like, nah. And although it's supposed to be rolling, which is not really that much better, but like nah, bro. Like if you're at 135, you can make a fight with a player of some sort. Like
Yeah, I mean he's fighting top 10 guys, but it's not like a top 10 where you're like Joshua O said it best. Like he hasn't been in a 60-40 fight since the Pedraza fight. He's not a pound for pound fighter. Like. Okay, I think he's pound for pound, but he's just like top 20, like or maybe top 15. Like he hasn't done anything to make me say like, oh, okay. Like he hasn't been in a fight where I legit feel like he's in danger. Like even the Rolly fight at least had some danger, but it still wasn't a great fight.
Yeah, and I'm tired of.
Yeah, and the Pedraza fight was maybe a 60-40 fight. Like I picked Tank to win that, but that was a legit dangerous fight though.
Yeah, and I'm sick and tired of his regular belts. I mean, the GameStop belts he win.
Like, the WBA PBC super belts.
Yeah, it's like nah. Yeah, he needs to focus and get better. That's some reason why I can't put him on top 10 because I think he could do better, but it seems like LOB doesn't want him to do better.
Because I mean, I don't mind the fact that he's fighting young guns and young guys in their prime. Because they fight harder. They don't, and they're undefeated. They, there's a certain. They don't give in as easy, because they're undefeated. They're young so I get that. I think that was good to have that for 1 year, and he fought twice. So I get that, but I'm really expecting more out of him in 2022.
Yeah.
Like
for as soon as we know he's gonna be 30 years old and not have an actual name. You know what I'm saying?
Leo Santa Cruz can't be your best win for this for your career. Like you need something bigger than
it's
that.
probably still Pedraza to me, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but Leo Santa Cruz are more credential. That's gonna be, and then the end of it was just ridiculous.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah,
but yeah, you could say like legit him and Pedraza's looking better because Pedraza's been having good fights afterwards. Like,
right? No, he's having a second act on 140. Yeah,
Santa Cruz, we don't know yet until him and Thurman come back. He just had the Ghost Town doubleheader, the milk box doubleheader. Like both these niggas is coming.
Milk box.
Yeah. Like, oh shit, but like honestly, Tank, man, like how much he made? Like what was the pay-per-view buys for the Cruz fight?
They're still trying to keep that under wraps, but
they're trying to keep that under wraps. They haven't set shit up.
AKA bullshit.
Yeah. So he definitely is a legit dance partner. I think that's kind of, obvious. In terms of dance partner, like somebody that can draw with him, like a Ryan Garcia, or he
needs like a legit name, somebody who's a name, who's a threat, who has a chance. They don't have to be favored, but it has to be somebody that has some type of danger to
legit
him.
Chance, like a 50-50 fight kind of, somewhat.
Even if it's not, it could be a 60-40, but it has to be at least 60-40. Like someone who has a legit, like someone who has a legit chance. Like I'll give you this chance. I'll say this: Curtis Stevens looked at as having a better chance of catching Golovkin with something than Barrios did with Tank.
Yeah, that's
think about that, and look how both fights played out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is Barrios was the bigger guy, and he's young and in his prime. But that's a Curtis Stevens level opponent for Golovkin.
Right.
But for Tank, that's legit one of Tank's top 5 best fights.
Yeah, Barrios. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's kind of. Hopefully, that's not the case by the end of his career. But
yeah, exactly. But he's already had a career for a minute now. Like,
yeah, it's true.
And that's Barrios is a top 5 win. Where we wouldn't say Curtis Stevens is a top 5 win for Golovkin.
Mm-hmm.
We would at one time. We would have. But nah, Tank gotta step it up. Like,
yeah,
too big a name, too big a star to stall now,
and too talented to me. I mean, I think he's talented now too. Of
course, you're one of the most talented. This is the offense in the game. Like, him and Ryan Garcia. Like, he had a better year than Ryan Garcia though.
Yeah, by default.
Yeah, because Campbell might have been a better win, but just the whole not doing anything else, and then
picking and choosing,
Cruz and Barrios over that.
Yeah,
and then Tank never got dropped either.
Yeah, Tank didn't.
Hey, see, you had legit niggas picking Ryan Garcia to lose too. Like, the biggest thing with Tank was he going the distance or not?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So I think we wrapped this shit up nicely. Pound for pound list. I think we dropped some of the better lists of the sport. Although Pilot, he got some Larry Merchant explaining he had to get off. But, other than that, I feel like every pound for pound list is always going to be, if there's more than 2 different discrepancies, then you probably got a bad list. Like, I feel like everyone's going to get 1.
Yeah.
And, maybe low key 2, but
1.5. We can count halves this time.
Yeah, you can count half, or 1.5. Like, but when it's like, I feel like when your names are remixed so bad, when I gotta be removing, if I gotta remove 2 or 3 people, 4 people, and I gotta remix the rankings more than 2 spots or more than a spot, then yeah, your list is probably kind of mid or trash. That's like saying if someone had Spence as number 3.
I'd probably be like, why?
That's kind of like, wow.
Well, you know, I've seen lists with Spence at 3.
What if someone had Lomachenko as number 4?
Back in the day, maybe.
Yeah, but now, like,
Not now. Definitely.
that's what I'm saying. Like, what if you saw somebody saw a list and it had Jamel Charlo as number 2? What would you do?
Say that they're smoking crack.
What if Canelo was number 5?
I'd be like, well,
then there's definitely a bias that you have.
I'll be like, well, I'll be like, well, let's hear the explanation first, and maybe you might make some.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
what if somebody had Boots in their top 10 pound for pound?
Yeah, I've seen it. I ain't naming names.
That nigga got explaining to do as well. Like,
I've seen it, man.
If you was gonna make a top 10 gonna take over the fucking world list, then yeah, Boots is on that motherfucker. But
or Shakur Stevenson top 5.
I've seen that.
Wow, Shakur Stevenson top 5. Like, nah, he's not even top 10 yet. Like, he's like maybe top like what, top 20? Like,
he's probably 20.
Top 20 for sure.
Probably 20. Yeah, 20.
Yeah. He top 20 for me. But I mean, he's gonna have to do some shit to get top 10. Like,
yeah, you gotta put some work in.
And especially the way we critique niggas. Look at Pilot. Like, you can't even fight for undisputed and get a draw and remain top 10.
Yeah, that's pretty. I should have kept Charlo on the bitch.
and you got niggas there talking about Shakur Stevenson top 10, like, motherfucker.
I've seen lists with Shakur top 10 and Boots in the top 10, so it's all you never know. People different.
Your last fight could be Danny Garcia in 2020 and still be top 10. Do you see? So it's like, you know what I mean, like, y'all niggas gotta look at shit the right way. But for the most part, everybody list was good. Pilot had probably the most objections, but it's still an understandable, reasonable list. Tank being the biggest,
the glaring
black eye. But then me is Estrada, Lomachenko, and Tank. Like, Fulton gets it because of the 1.5. So he could stay, but yeah, Estrada, Lomachenko, Davis, I don't know. Like, nah. But I don't think that's enough objections for me to say it's a bad list though. So you just make the cut.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Like, appreciate that. Thank you. Nigga said it like his job was on the line. Like, you know, if we don't approve your pound for pound list, you got to spar PJ in Rome back to back. Like, oh shit! Like, damn. A cartoon episode, future episode.
Yes, sir.
So I guess we done here, right? Ain't nothing else to say. It's been on for a good minute.
Yeah, we have. But the awards, like I said, pound for pound, and like I said, in June we'll do it all again, because hopefully by then, you know, some of the fighters on here that were on the fence about where they're supposed to be, they kind of clarify their positions, makes our job a lot easier.
Yeah, just everybody needs to fight, 3 times a year, and against at least 2 top 10 opponents, or a top 5 opponent, and 1 stay busy fight or whatever the bullshit fight. But at least, stay busy and fight 2 top 10 opponents in at least 2 top 5, whatever. But it's the only way the sport gonna move. There's only way your career is gonna move. It all comes down to activity and type of activity. And you see, even on the pound for pound list, even if you don't fight anybody good, but you at least fight, you stay active and fight twice, you remain some type of relevancy. At least you relevant enough for us to complain about your career being bad,
right?
Or at least not looking that good. You know, you don't want to get relevant to the point where you're getting most disappointing so and so of the year awards or missed opportunity of the year awards. You know, that's when you're being disappointing.
Facts.
You even if you don't win an award, you know, at least, you know, be winning and be competitive. Do what you do. Like Shakur Stevenson didn't really win anything, but he still had a good win this year, and he still had a good year this year.
Right.
He's ascending.
Yeah, he's ascending.
Yeah.
You know,
He's definitely ascending. He just didn't do anything that was out of character or just make you be like, oh shit, like, you know, because we expected him to beat Herring.
Mm-hmm.
Like he did everything he was expected to, and sometimes if you're good, that's all you gotta do. Just do what you're expected to do.
Now, if
Make
only
it look entertaining a little bit, but yeah.
Now, if only he could get that Valdez scalp, maybe I'll consider putting him top 10.
Yeah, he beat Valdez, and he's definitely pound for pound top 10.
right. Indeed. Yeah,
That'd be a good ass fucking. That's why I feel like Valdez is top 10. Like just to beating so many quality guys, and then finally getting that big one. Like you got to pay off for something. But yeah, Shakur Stevenson.
Valdez has had too many oopsie moments for me to want to put him top 10. Like, I'm sorry.
Same here.
He survives and he wins his oopsie moments. Like that's the thing. It's like his oopsie and struggle moments, he still wins them clearly. Like Adam Lopez was an oopsie moment, but he still kind of won and stopped him. Although I'm not a fan of the stoppage, but he did kind of turn it around. He ain't looking good against what's his name? Was that Jason Velez or
Yeah.
He didn't look that good against him. He was getting boxed up, but he turned it around at the end. Like, you know, Mariaga, all of these dudes, he'll beat them clearly. He just don't look great against them. Like,
right.
So, but he still wins clearly, which you got to give him credit for. So remember, people give Canelo credit, and he's not even beating a lot of these guys clearly that people give him credit for. It was only till the last 3-4 fights people's like, okay, yeah, he's one of the best now because he's beating niggas clearly.
Mm-hmm.
He was having a whole run of them. Remember, fucking just the Kovalev fight, motherfuckers were saying that was fixed the way that was looking.
Oh Lord.
But I'm not lying though. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm saying people were saying that.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Now, I mean, and that shit, and I still feel that was wrong, but you know, I could at least understand that the niggas who were saying Jake Paul and Woodley was fixed. Now, yeah, I gotta look at you differently on that one.
Right.
Ain't no one trying to play a KO like that. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Come get these niggas.
But I think that is pretty much about it. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to bring up?
No, that's it. Just stay tuned to Ring Gang, nigga. We'll be dropping more shit. The knockout compilation is out for 2021. More shit's on the way. More articles. More Forgotten Faith.
Yes, sir.
The cartoon. We're gonna drop some intros, more clips, all of that shit. Just fire. More albums coming on the way. Just everything. Just stay tuned. More TikTok. More IG. All that shit.
Yep, and definitely, of course, more live shows, and then more variations of our live shows to come this year. You know, you'll most likely, if you'll see our faces now. Obviously, I mean, some of us have, if you've seen us on Twitter or IG or whatever. I mean, we don't necessarily hide or whatever, but we'll definitely make, you'll see more of us in the future. And then
we ain't hiding. We ain't scared of you, motherfuckers.
Yeah,
I ain't scared of you, motherfuckers.
And above all, more collabos as well.
Yeah, more collabs coming.
Absolutely. So yeah, I think that is about it for us. I mean, if anyone else has anything other than those things,
shout out to everybody on Podomatic and Anchor.
And in our chat tonight that listen to our show, salute to everyone. You know,
appreciate that, of course. Love.
And
YouTube, y'all keep following.
Yep, Joshua O, Miss 702. You know, like I said, thank you for being consistent with us.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We do appreciate that.
Shout out to the one spam bot.
Or just two of them.
XG.yo. And shouts out to King P back in the fold. Missed you, brother.
Yes, so
Von Rent.
Thank you.
That sounds like a Ukrainian prospect. So, you know, I'll just say, you know, he's just a prospect we don't know yet. But shout out to
Yep.
Like, imagine a nigga fight you and it's like he beat you for your rent money. Like, Von Rent.
Oh, shit.
That's some blood and bone type shit.
classic little movie, by the way.
Yeah, I rewatched that shit the other day and I was like, I forgot how badass the fight scenes were. Like,
yeah, that shit was hard. That shit was, yo, that was.
Although Rufio annoyed the shit out of me.
But Michael Jai White, it's like he beat up everybody. Like 85% of the fights are like effortless on his part.
Right.
But it's like maximum violence.
Yeah, between that year and then him and that was the year he released Black Dynamite. Yo, he had a hell of a year with the flicks, yo.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I'd have loved to see a Blood and Bone 2 or somebody really take him to like a big level motion picture type movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially he did. Yeah, I mean, dude is one of the most accomplished martial artists in the world. Like, yeah, we need to see him. Yeah, like he could fit in an Expendables movie or a Raid movie or a John Wick movie per se. Like, dude should be sparring with.
Nigga, make the new Blade and have him be the long lost younger brother.
I'm saying,
shit, something like. Hey, what about Expendables 4? Like, I heard 50 Cent in that shit. Like,
yeah.
Put this nigga in they already got Donnie Yen and Scott Adkins for I think John Wick 4. So put Michael Jai White for John Wick 5.
Exactly. Or if not, just make another Black Dynamite 2 or some shit like that. You know, making something. Dude's too talented with the martial arts to not be in high profile movies, action movies especially. Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Shout out to the rest of the Ring Gang squad, Prolific Genius 1, RTDZ, Rome Top 5, and Prolific. I'm sorry, PJ Fight Architect and Clownarchy Sample Genius, worldwide, UK, Canada, everywhere. You know what it
world. Is. So for myself, Pat Scorpion, the New England representative. For LB Shuttleworth, the God, the GOAT artist. For King P, Bodega P, and for Conscious Pilot. This has been another wonderful episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. So until next time, peace.